Hello friends, 518 days of war. On ground in the war zone, there are changes taking place on actual line of control in north as well as in east. However, south remains stagnant to some extent and taking the form of positional battles, counter battery operations. In north, the Russian counterattacks is gaining momentum almost on the entire northern front, that is from Kupiansk direction to Liman. Towards Andriivka, which was already under Russian control, they have moved forward from Andriivka towards Kleshcheevka. One report says that the Russians have moved from Nadia towards Raidovka. However, this is not confirmed and it looks like that Nadia has become a grey zone as Ukrainians have withdrawn but Russians haven't entered into this establishment. Towards Liman also the Russians have moved forward, occupying two small areas adjacent to it. Ukrainians on their part assaulted towards Lysychansk twice but did not gain anything. As far as Novoigorovka is concerned, they carried out counterattacks and holding obstinately in western outskirts as well as adjacent of it in Svatovo. So in north, Russian army has taken the initiative in maintaining momentum, but yet to be seen how long this continues. In east, the situation is reverse, where the Ukrainian army has taken initiative and maintaining their momentum, and Bakhmut has come into limelight more than what is happening in south or north Ukraine. Ukrainians reportedly entered Andriivka, south of Bakhmut. However, the Russian claim that fight is on. Nonetheless, it has become a grey zone to start with. And at this given moment, the Ukrainians are on the outskirts. Kleshcheevka is still held by the Russians. Nonetheless, the Ukrainians are knocking the southern tip of Kleshcheevka and from other side as well, trying to enter inside this establishment. Russian army carried out counterattacks towards Andriivka and also as per report on the eastern part of Svatovo, which is doubtful as at this given moment it is very difficult to reach towards Svatovo as far as Russian army is concerned. In north of Bakhmut, the battle is on and overall the Russian army is facing lots of casualties. It's not that the Ukrainians are not, but however numerically they are superior and being held only due Russian artillery and the trenches which earlier they had used it. The highlight of southern Ukraine, the Ukrainians attempted to attack on Black Sea Fleet's patrol ship, namely Sergei Koto, by two maritime unmanned boats, which is 370 kilometers southwest of Sevastopol. However, they did not succeed and both the boats were destroyed by the Russian naval firepower. On Kherson and Zaporizhia region, the battle is on as before and nothing special to report. Now what are you seeing in the background is the massive protests that are going on in Israel and not subsiding despite all the efforts by the pro-Netanyahu's Israelis and jingoism and attack on Palestinians. This protest is of course against Netanyahu's judicial reform, which will make him free of any judicial probe and punishments. I wonder why on the earth people tolerate such leaders even for a single day. Criminal corrupts. Very importantly, major Israeli newspapers published entirely black front page with a small white text at the bottom. A black day for Israeli democracy in protest of government's judicial overall reforms. In the meantime, Russian Defense Minister Shoigu has visited North Korea, and it must be noted that this country, which is also known as DPRK, has huge stocks of ammunitions of Soviet era, which is being used by both Ukrainians as well as Russians in the present war. Before I sum up, I will tell you what ISW has to say in few lines. It says that Ukrainians carried out various offensives and gained marginally in Zaporizhia direction and also on Bakhmut Front, where the Russians withdrew from Andriivka. In north, the Russian army advanced towards Svatovo as well as Kreminna direction. And that is, in short, the story of the day, friends. See you tomorrow. Thank you.